A big thanks to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video. Morning guys, fantastic to see you all again. Cups of tea, do they make you cooler? My gran always used to say that. She always used to say that if you have a cup of tea on a hot day, it makes you cooler. Don't think that really works. Anyway, in today's video, what I want to do is share some locations that I think are amazing, places that I really want to go back to. And there's 3 locations that I'm going to share in reverse order, just to add a little bit of drama to the video. And these are locations that, when I look at photos or videos from when I've been before, that I just yearn to go back to. They've probably got a special place in my heart. And they're also awesome landscape photography locations. And I've been lucky enough to travel to quite a few, although I do restrict where I travel. I don't try and travel the world. I've mainly photographed Iceland, the Faroes, Scotland and England over the last 3 years, although I've gone to a few other places as well. What I'd also say as well is I got a little bit carried away when I was doing this video, and I started plotting all these locations, because I started this video about 4 weeks ago, and I started plotting locations on a Google map, Google Earth in fact, just for my own benefit. And I thought actually this would be something that would make a good useful resource for somebody. So what I've done is I've plotted my 50 favourite locations on Google Earth, put some information there, put all my favourite photos and some top tips for taking the location, when to go. And the link to that is below, and I'll talk more about that at the end of the video. Okay, on to the 3rd location, which is Iceland, and I'm going to go into the exact location on Iceland, because I'm not going to say a country. It's going to be an exact spot, the exact place that I want to return to when I think of this country, or I see a photo from this place. And in Iceland, I've been to the south coast quite a lot, but there's one place right on the southeast of Iceland which is spectacular. Now everybody's probably thinking that it's Stockness, which is a place that, in fact, I've got a photo here, which is this location here, and it's a land where time forgot, which is one of my best-selling prints, and actually it's not that location, although I really like that, and it's probably my 2nd favourite location in Iceland. It's not my favourite location, but my favourite location is just a little bit further east than that, and it's a place called Estrahorn, and not many people go there. I first went there with Mads Peter Iversen. We were there for 14 hours in one day, and it was the most magical place you could ever imagine. And when I went back this year, and I've been back a few other times, but when I went back this year, I got to go there in the winter, and it was incredible. So let me just tell you a little bit more about it. So when I was there with Mads, we arrived and it was quite cloudy, quite overcast. We got there around about lunchtime, and I wasn't convinced really. You know, it was pretty impressive, and I was like blown away a little bit, but I was thinking, oh, are we going to get a good shot? But then as time went by, the light changed, and these mountains in the background just became these really domineering mountains as they got the mist on top of them. And it was really, really beautiful. But what I really liked is just how diverse a location it was. You know, as I stayed there for longer and longer and longer, and we were intending to stay and shoot the aurora, I realized that there were so many different angles, so many different compositions that you could get at this location. And that's what I really like about locations, that somewhere that it's not just the light that changes the view, but there's lots of different views, lots of different angles of the same view, different ideas for foregrounds. And this is so spectacular. It's got this amazing long sort of tongue of a beach that goes, it's like a sandbar that goes into the distance, which just looks incredible. It's also got some amazing rocks that you can use in the foreground to sort of anchor these mountains in the background. And because it's on the southeast of Iceland, it just feels really remote. So if I show you this is one of the shots we got fairly early on of this amazing rocks here and the sea coming in. And you can see that it's quite unique really, because you can come out onto the peninsula and then shoot back towards these mountains. And this is a volcanic sand beach. And yeah, that's just one of a multiple different compositions you can get. But I think it's that isolation that really stood out to me. The fact that we didn't see many other people. Not many people go to it. Now they probably, hopefully I won't have completely cursed it by doing this video, but you know, it is quite a remote location. It's quite hard to get to from Reykjavik. It's a long drive, maybe 6 hours, but it is so spectacular. And as that day went on and the light changed, it got more and more spectacular. And eventually I managed to get this shot, which was probably one of my favorite shots from Iceland of this amazing sea and then the gorgeous sunset on these mountains in the background. And then as we stayed for the aurora, it just became more and more incredible. And yeah, when I went back in the winter and, you know, with a workshop, everyone loved it. You know, we spent a long time there and I got a fantastic drone shot. In fact, we have to stand up and I've got shorts on, so just bear with me. Actually, I can probably just hold this and you can cover my shorts up. So then I got this shot here, which was I'm really, really pleased with. This is one of a pano that I took with my drone of the sunset on Estrahorn, and one of my favourite shots. And what you also have on Estrahorn is this lighthouse down at the bottom there, which is quite unusual really. It's like an orange, funny shaped lighthouse, but yeah, it looks fantastic on a shot like this. So that's Estrahorn. Okay, on to the second favourite location. And I'm going to go to where I grew up in the Lake District. Now, I've hiked a lot in the Lake District, gone to see a lot of different places, and I could have picked one of a few, but there's just one that stood out. I could have picked places like the River Brathay, where I took this amazing drone shot, which is just stunning. So many good shots have come from there. Wasswater, Homefell, some of the woodlands in the Lake District are just incredible. But there's just this one place that again I just connected with. I think, you know, it's got some emotion associated with it. It was one of the first places that I went when I came back from San Francisco in the UK to do a video really early on. And if you want to have a look at that video, I'll link it here. I cringe a little bit when I look at the video, but it still means a lot to me. I went with my son, we camped up there, and it's a place called Green Crag near a mountain called Haystacks, looking over Buttermere. And if anybody's been to Buttermere and probably looked up at it, you'll see how dramatic a location it is. But again, it's special because there's lots of different angles, there's lots of different foregrounds. The light is often incredible up there. And I feel like it changes every time I go back. So when I was first there with Sam, my son, it was a blue sky day. We walked up and we got this amazing sunset. And I actually got my favourite shot. In fact, I've probably got a print of that as well here. When it was dusk, and I really liked the shot that I've got here. And these silhouetted trees just looked amazing, and it was just such an incredible location. I just, you know, something just clicked then, and I thought, this is just amazing. I hope I can do this for a living. And at the time, I didn't know I could. I was earning like £4 a month from YouTube, and thinking, well, I'm probably going to have to get a real job, but. You know, I thought if I could do this as a living, this would just be incredible. It was just so special, and it was such a beautiful evening. But then when I went back there a few times, and I'd had hikes there before, but I've not photographed it so much, I realised that it was really a special location. You know, if I looked in the opposite direction, I could take Great Gable, and there was lots of tarns, Inuit tarn, which is a beautiful tarn that you can get reflections in, and it was really, really stunning. I think to get the best out of a location, you need to find your locations that you like and go back to them on multiple occasions. I've said this so many times before, but this video isn't really meant to be, here's the locations that everybody should go to. Okay, I've shared this map of 50 locations, and I suspect that people are probably going to have a look at that and get ideas for locations. But these 3 locations are ones that are special to me, that I think I want to go back to, because I think that there's more photography to be made there. So anyway, on to my number 1 location, the place that I look at photos from and I just want to go back immediately. And also when I land in this country, it's a place that I want to go to first of all. And this is a country that's got some stunning locations. So I'm talking about the Faroe Islands, and obviously there's some amazing locations in the Faroe Islands, like these, you know, this stunning sea arch, which is just amazing. There's a fantastic hike to get there. You know, there's this amazing lighthouse on the end of this peninsula, which is just stunning and iconic. But there's a location that's probably not quite as stunning as those, but for me just feels so special. And that is FUJI, and I probably pronounced that completely wrong, but it is a location that I'll remember because the first time I was there, I hiked up. It was the middle of the day actually, and it was a really steep hike up, and I got to the top, and as I sort of just peered over the top, I saw this view that I just thought, oh my God, I was like, my jaw, cartoon style, just dropped. And I'd seen the photo, I think it was one of Mads Peter Iverson's photos with his girlfriend in the foreground. And I thought it was a location I wanted to go to, and he'd kindly done a video, and I'll link one of his videos on the Faroes here, because they're awesome, his set of videos on the Faroes. And I'd seen that photo, but nothing prepared me for just how amazing this was. And so I took some photos. These are some of the photos that I got, and did some drone footage. And I remember coming back and thinking, I've not captured that as well as I should do. And then I went back again and took some more photos. I eventually went back at sunrise, and that was really special. And I got, again, some photos that I liked, but I don't think I've ever got a photo that really captured the essence of this location, you know, because it is super special. And that's what makes it the number 1 place that I want to go back to, because I want to capture an image that people look at and go, oh my God, you know, I want, and I haven't done that yet. I've captured one that got close, which was actually on a workshop where it was misty, and the weather changes so quickly here because of this fjord, and it's just so stunning. I'm getting excited just talking about it, but I've not quite captured that image yet. This is probably as close as I've got on this workshop where we're all photographing this scene as the mist came through. And if somebody had said there's one place you could go to, but you can't go anywhere else, it's the last place you can go to, that would be the place for me. So anyway, I spoke about a map. The link to the map's below. I've got a discount on it at the moment, so if you are interested in it, then obviously that's going to massively help me. The retail for it is $50, but I've got 50% off at the moment, so you can get it for $25, which I'll run for the next week. So the link's below. You get a PDF and then link to the locations and images and details of those locations, my 50 favourite. I've written a little blog about these 3 locations as well, so you can see some of the images from there. I did that on Squarespace, who are the sponsors of this video, so thanks Squarespace for sponsoring the video. It's super easy to create a website with Squarespace and then build a blog into it. So if you're looking to do that and share your photos, then go to www.squarespace.com. You can set a blog up there. It's really easy to do. You can drag your photos in, and it's just really easy, and you can concentrate just on the words and the images. So you can write a blog, you can sell your stuff also online with Squarespace. And if you're ready to go forward with your website once you've trialed it, then make sure you use the offer code Nigel to get 10% off, or you can go to /Nigel. Okay, thanks ever so much for watching. I'd love to know what your favourite locations are, so share them in the comments below, and that'll be a really useful resource for anybody else that's looking at the video. And until next Sunday, bye.
Sailors passing on the street, are you ready? Ships are filling up fast, are you ready for ease? Forget bad memories and leave those hurting knees behind. Birds are filling up the sky, are you